Hey friends, Ryan here, and today we're going to be looking at and hopefully fixing this Rowe 100G Laserstar, Starlight, whatever, CD Jukebox from like 1998, 99, 97, somewhere there. Anywho, this is broke. So yeah, that's what's wrong with it. It's broke. Let's see. We've got, oh my, $9,133 this thing is made, and 348,626 plays. Holy crap. There's no CDs in it. And the lady told me that the amp is broke, which clearly they did a good job of securing it back wherever it goes. Looks like it's backwards, which is unfortunate because we flipped it on its back to get it out of the truck. So hopefully it's okay. It's just kind of dirty, but we're gonna see if we can get it fixed before we try and clean everything. So there's that. And it does have these fancy lamps around the outside of it. Around here. About 2/3 of which are burnt slap out. So, gotta figure out how to get in there and change all those. The damn thing is really, really dirty. For two reasons. One, she had it sitting outside. And two, when I was vacuuming out that one, the bottom with all the crusty dry rotted foam, the damn filter fell off my shop vac and I didn't notice, so it blew this crap everywhere, all over my damn garage. So that's unfortunate. So anyway, we're gonna dig into this, see what happens. This whole mechanism worked. Apparently she said it worked, but the amp is just dead. So if that's all that's wrong, that's a pretty easy fix. So I don't know what lights. It's lamp control for the lamps, obviously. Central control computer, which these ones don't have a damn nickel cadmium or alkaline whatever battery in them. They're gonna leak everywhere. So that's helpful. And we'll see if we're gonna get rich. Not gonna get rich. No money in there. Which it looks like it's still hooked up. I wonder if that works. There's a bunch of caps right there. Was that a crossover board or something? I don't know. Who knows what the speakers are, but I mean, this is unhooked. So it's hard to say. I'm gonna have to trace wires. Unfortunately, I could not find a digital download of the manual for this thing, so I had to have one like bought and delivered. So who knows? There's only one wire going to this speaker right here. If that's how that's supposed to be. All right. Well, the lights on this one look a little less shady. That may only be because they're not as old. These ones are a little in pretty good shape. So we'll see if that light works. If not, we may have to order another one because I didn't see one at Walmart. Coin mech. I guess this one is still takes money. All right. First thing we're gonna do when you fix something up, anything really, you just come over and you start at the wall, right? So take the power supply out, which is back up under there. Test it, clean it up, make sure it's still putting out the correct voltages, which if it doesn't say, we don't know because we don't have a damn manual. The amp isn't even plugged in, it was just sitting in there. So all right, yeah, this one looks like it's got a bunch of crap in it too. We may have to dig it out and replace the dry rotted. Well, hell, that's not even sealed. Huh. Anyway, dig into it real quick. Now, it's been about 4 weeks, one more week to go before we can finish this, but you know you're not like a professional tinkerer in your garage when you've got 2 giant workbenches and you have to use one corner where you just pushed all the crap out of the way because you got so much shit everywhere. So, we tore this out and this board looks clean. Aside from a little dust, it looks brand spanking new. See, the capacitor here says 9847, so 1998. I don't see any burn marks. It is a little dirty, but other than that, still using these shitty connectors in here. All right, so all these Molexes look good. All the plugs look intact. So, what do those go to? Remote switch. Oh, that's like the on and off switch and the lights. Okay. I guess that's the on and off switch. Hell, I don't know. We're gonna put this back together, plug it in, and see what kind of voltages we get. I mean, they should be 8 volt DC, 28 volt AC, 28 volt DC. And you can see there are some that are tied together. That second one from the one side, from that side, is ground. The rest of them look like they've got voltages on them. It's hard to say what they are though. These should probably be replaced, but if it's putting out power, I mean, it's all right, I guess. I don't know which one's which, so we're just gonna ground it to the chassis and see what happens. All right, let's put this back together. Okay, you'll have to take my word for it so I don't shock myself trying to do it, but so look at your schematics and not take my word for it, but the bottom 3 plugs are ground. The next 2 are 28 volts AC, which is 29.2 or 3. 29.3. Then this number 4 right here is the 28 volts DC, which is 29.9 volts is what it's pushing out. And these top 2 are the 8 volts DC, which is putting out 9.2 with no load on it. So that's pretty good. That's a little stronger than that other one that we did recently. So this one, however, won't work without the switch plugged into it. And you can stick a jumper in there and it'll work. However, you may or may not get a pretty good shock because there's 120 volts AC going through there. Or so I've, heard. So that works. So the next thing we're going to tackle and look at is this amp right here, which I can already see some fuses that are messed up. So we'll see what that's all about. All right, got this bad boy tore out of here. So this stage looks great. I don't see anything other than just a little dirty that looks wrong with it. No open joints or any of that. These look okay. Some of these fuse holders are a little bit rusted. So let's see what fuses we got going here. 8 amp, so there's one that's the right voltage, or amperage. They're all supposed to be 8 fast blows. This one is blown, which is no good. Let's see, that one's 8 amp, so that one's messed up. bad boy is 30 amp. So that's no bueno. It's a little less beefy fuse than I'd expect for 30 amp. And this one, obviously, it's probably not making very good contact. Hell, I don't know. I can't even tell. So anyway, we got 130 amp fuse in our machine that's supposed to have 8 amps, so that's not good. But when a fuse on these blows, you shouldn't just replace it, because they only really blow when one of your little transistors here is faulty. So we're going to take our multimeter, see if we can figure out which one it is after I look at the picture and see which one it should be based on which fuse was blown. Although if they got an 8 amp in there, it's no bueno. And I'm sure, pretty sure, that this amp doesn't go with that machine unless it had been sitting in the warehouse for quite a while, because these big filter caps are dated 94. This board is dated 20 and 96. 20 and 96. I don't see one on that. Anyway, so this may not be original to this machine, but as long as it works, that should be okay. But if I had the parts, this would be about a 10-minute fix, but unfortunately I don't have them. So let's see if we can figure out which one is messed up. Well, unfortunately, or I guess fortunately, depending on how you look at it, all 4 of them test good. Put it on your diode tester there, and they're all about 552 or so, plus or minus. One, I think this one was 6 something, but I mean, that's still within specs. So, I mean, when it blows fuses, that's really usually what's wrong. So we'll have to get the parts and replace them. It looks like someone replaced these before, and it might just be the different manufacturer has different part numbers, but we're definitely gonna have to look whenever that book size show up and see exactly which ones are supposed to be where. Because, I mean, even the ones that are, see that one says 94, I assume that's 91, I don't know, 96, 96. So, I mean, they all have fingerprints on them. And it's all pretty fresh. I mean, it's not dried out. So, well, maybe those aren't the problem. Maybe someone replaced them. Well, I guess we gotta start somewhere. If we don't know they're good, we'll have to replace them and go from there. So I'll get it out. Maybe I'll put a cap kit in it. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Like I said, these are pretty old too. Well, let's see. Probably put this bad boy back together so I don't forget where everything goes and I don't lose any screws. I'm gonna leave the fuses out, and I'm gonna have to see if I have any 8 amp fuses. Anyway, tired of my rambling. All right, I had a conference call at work, so I was playing around with this thing. It's heavy. All right, so I put it back together and I put new fuses in it and plugged it in, and it blew this fuse. So I thought, okay, well, let's switch these boards around and see if we can narrow down the problem, right? So switched them around, this fuse blew, so it was this one. So I replaced that fuse, which, I don't know, it's over here in this pile of crap somewhere. And then I plug it back in and this one blew, not this one. But if you look really close, that fuse is almost blown, as is that one, which was this one's counterpart when they were switched. But the new one there looks just fine. So I'm like, I only got 4 of these left, so replace these 3 once I get it figured out. But everything I tested was fine. So there's a problem somewhere, obviously. We tested this, it's good. We tested caps, they're not shorted, which doesn't tell you a hell of a lot, but I don't think anything is grounded out. So it's tough to really tell, but I mean, I don't know. So my thinking is, since both those fuses are blowing every time, that these 2 are bad, or they're shorted to each other, or something. So I guess what we're gonna have to do is replace those, and we'll just replace the set and see if she comes back to life. But we're gonna do that through the magic of editing because I don't have them, like I said. All right, pulled out the central control computer. And I assume these are the last time it was serviced. 2015, I don't know. It's probably the date this was installed, but it's from November of 2009. It's definitely a replacement battery, but whoever put that in there did a really good job on their solder work back here. It's pretty clean. Anyway, when I first measured it, it had, we got our voltmeter here. It had about 1/4 volt on it. Measured it before, a couple seconds ago again, and it had about that. Oh, yep, had about 0.05 a minute ago. Now it's 0.07, so that thing is dead. But I got button battery holders coming, so it won't be such a chore to replace this. But since that's dead, I'm going to take my nifty thing here and take it off there. I don't think lithium batteries leak like that, but I don't know, and I don't want to chance it. So since it's dead as shit anyway, we're going to take it off of there, and then we'll replace it once it comes in. But this looks good. I don't see anything wrong with it other than that. So let's do that real quick and we'll put it back in the machine. All right, we got that back in there. We found $7 in the bill acceptor. We're earning our money back already. So this thing is just really dirty. If we can get that amp working, I'm thinking it's gonna all work. So therein kind of lies the problem, is we can't do a hell of a lot till we get that in. Then we need to clean it. So if you look, just because we're bored, in this box here, you can kind of see it. It's got that foam in there, and it is disintegrating just like crazy. So probably gonna have to take the speakers off. There's a few screws around the side, and get in there and clean all that crap out before it dry rots completely and just turns into dust. Because the vent here is all plugged up with crap. So we'll have to get up in there and vacuum that off anyway, so that it circulates the air. Oh man, you can look, the amplifier got pretty hot at one point anyway. I'll have to go look and see what would be right there. Anyway, focus. So as far as I can tell, everything is working, except the amplifier. Speakers look good. These ones are like sealed in there. These grills here, so I get a shot. Yeah, see, they got those just tabs right there, bent over with putty on them. So to get them out, you're gonna have to bend them up and risk breaking them, which is stupid. Anyway, so we can turn it on a little bit. I counted these lights. There's like 52 of them, I think. So about half of them work. I'm just gonna replace them all while I'm doing it. But so the light comes on. Your bill acceptor resets. Need a new light here. See, the coin mech works. All right, and if we go up and not trip over everything, let's see. We got 7 credits somehow. So if we just push some random buttons, goes to the correct space, lays down, tries to play it. And it's like, oh crap, I missed the CD. Eventually. So then it tries to play it again. I guess I haven't looked to see what it does after this. Riveting entertainment here. And it just stops. Still charge me for a credit though. So I guess next we gotta clean it up, vacuum it out. While we're waiting for those parts. Go from there. The lady was messing with this thing, so we know it works. Yeah, there's not a lot to do. It's just a lot of cleaning, which is boring. So we'll end this one right here, since we're probably 15-20 minutes in, and we'll pick it up when we get the parts in to fix the amplifier, hopefully. And yeah, listen to some music. Anyway, I'm gonna put this back together. I mean, the problem with this is it's all like rusted. And to fix it properly, I need a damn sandblaster, and I don't have a sandblaster. Which sucks. But if we clean it up, it'll be passable. I might try and repaint that. Take it off of there and sand it down as best I can and repaint it, but we'll see how crazy we want to get. No sense doing nothing until it works, but I mean, lights that work look pretty. There's just several of them. Oh, shocked myself here. Yeah, that one's really burnt out. The whole, all of that one that's hanging on up there is burnt. So we'll get some new bulbs, stick them in the machine for when some of them make their lives difficult. All right, keep it real, keep watching, and we'll get this thing fixed and jamming. We'll see you next time. Later. Okay, editor's note here. The ones up here where my hand is are the ones that were giving us trouble. So, well, I'll show you what I do after I show you the problem. You're shorted out. Both of these two are doing the same thing. So, you see we have our emitter here in frame. Is this one. And then the base, or the collector, I'm not sure which one this is, I think it's the collector, is shorted. These two pins are shorted on both of these, where it's not over here with this quality camera work. So you don't really have to know what it's supposed to be or what, you just compare them to each other. You figure out, okay, I don't know why I missed it before. These two are shorted together, and these two are shorted together. So it is these that are problem. So hopefully we'll replace them and it'll work. Guess we'll find out. All right, thanks for watching. Keep it real.